And that's really interesting thing with the kids. Let's say kids born, right? Let's say 3 years, 6 years, 13 years, 18 years, 21, let's say 30. Right? Kids there, we all born like to be happy, right? Why not? Well, the other reason why we're here, right? And there's so many beautiful stuff around us, like the nature, technology, food. We are not thinking nowadays. We are not caring about what we're gonna do have for our lunch, right? Many years ago, you should think about where to get these wild animals when you have just like your hands without any teeth and whatever, right? Much more difficult. They were thinking about how to live, about their bodies. But now, when the kids born, until 3-4 years, they just learning to feel emotions. They can't think, right? They just explore the whole universe, and what they have, the mothers, fathers, and whatever emotions, right? If you had a good childhood, like you covered with the love and whatever, you feel comfortable. But if there are some troubles in the family, could be in whatever, until like 3 or 4 years, it would be like the emotional memory, right? Then kids start talking, like small phrases, words, or whatever express the simple desires, like one sentence and whatever, right? So, and we are looking at that like kids just starting to talking. But what they're doing, they're started to express their thoughts, right? And at 6 years, for example, my oldest son, I'm talking with him every time and trying to show him like the reason and consequences, and I'm trying to show like the broad picture, and I don't know how much he can get, right? But he will get as much as he can. But if I will show them like a small reason consequences, or just I concentrated on consequences, right? He will not be able to explain that in the future, and that's gonna be kind of scenarios, different scenarios in our life in some typical situations. And we have like a lot of conflicts when the kids became teenagers, right? Because we're kind of, oh, it's crazy, I can't understand why they're doing this, right? Can't understand. But we don't try to understand their feelings, right? The reason and consequences. If we have a conflict, that's already consequences. What the reason? And if you take a look at the reason, we need to be like a blank and clear mind, to have a clear mind, just to listen. Just ask, shut up and listen, right? Don't try to rationalize, don't try to wear on your own. Just listen and try to catch the emotion, right? And for example, when people cry and when kids cry, that means they feel stressed and they can't handle this stress on their own. But once you could handle this stress, you can feel, is it if this situation is stressful enough for me to handle, or that situation is overstressed for me. If it's overstressed, I will try to avoid, right? If I feel stressed but I can handle it, then it's okay. And when we are trying to find our own way in the career, in the relationships, and whatever, our brain want to find the easiest way, right? Without any stress. And our brain is very powerful thing, and it could explain or it could explain, rationalize everything, right? And you build your own picture of the reasons and consequences, which sometimes could be much more far from the reality. That was my driver, you know. I was not looking for the great company with a great name, because before I had experience and I knew that I can deal with any people, because I know the technology, right, and that only my job will be judged, right, not me personally. If something judge me personally, that well, I don't care, right. Let's talk about the job, right? I don't judge you, and I stopped thinking about people. I did think about before, that's stupid, like crabby, don't like it, don't like you, and whatever, right? But then I just stopped doing this. Like everybody has their own way, their own feelings, and whatever. And if I need something from somebody, then I should think, how can I get this? How should I talk? How to explain what I'm expecting from him, right? And as much attention I will pay to this part, as much my expectation will match the result, and as less the conflict would be at the end, right? So that's kind of a trick. And I was thinking about all this stuff. I had also a lot of different frustration, kind of, at all my previous places when I lived there. Like my directors, managers were really sad about it. Like, oh, no way, no way, you're so smart guy. But I was thinking, like, if I'm smart guy, when you like, why you didn't raise my salary, right? I need that. But the fact is that they were not thinking about me, right? Who should think about me? Me. They were thinking about the business. I'm doing good in the business, right? They give me salary. I'm doing good in business. For them, like everything is okay, and there is, right? If I need some, I feel that I need some salary and whatever, I should go and communicate, right? And we should communicate not personally to feel like crip emotions, but to communicate over the job, right? What I'm doing, what are my responsibilities, what I bring to the company, what value I bring to the company, what I can do more, right? What are other responsibilities I can do more? And I was practicing this way of thinking on my previous jobs, and I was a software developer. I made a startup from the idea to the corporate clients. I also was the like a technical director managing the students, junior developers. I was the product manager who was managing the in developers and the marketing teams. And there were no difficulties in technologies, approach, techniques, and whatever. The most difficult part is to manage people, right? If you don't believe or you hope that somebody will do something and you expecting that, right? And if somebody doing something wrong, you feel like negative emotions, nervous, and in most cases, generally, it's like we translate it like something personal, right? We kind of don't like this person. I don't like to communicate with them. He will not understand me. He will not try to understand me. But the fact is, if we have a look at the mirror, did we try? did we have at least one try to understand them, to put ourselves on their place? Are we ready for that or not? And I also sometimes felt frustrated. I have my personal goals in my mind, like to improve my English skills, to improve my communication skills, to improve my technology and whatever. And I was thinking like, okay, I have a development background, now I'm manager, and what next? There are so many technologies, like they appear every day. And if I need to learn something, I need to invest my time, but I'm not sure will I use that or not, right? And nowadays the speed of life is more, faster. And I just started just improving my language, just started listening podcasts, just started keeping the order at my home, and the interesting things happen. The same that I did outside starting to happen inside my brain. So my thoughts can become more clear. I feel less stressed. And I was looking if I feel negative emotion that I want to avoid them. Like I can go to have a drink, but the next day my body will feel bad and my emotions will also bad, right? And I started thinking how to avoid this and on what thing should I focus to avoid this in the future. What the reason? Why I'm doing this choice right now to go drink beer or to do some stuff at home? Because I know if I don't do this stuff at home, my wife will be angry and the whole weekend there will be negative emotions around, right?